Well, here we are. It's a short talk in the park with an old guy. This is try number two. What happens is after a certain amount of recording time, this is not a hot rod phone by any stretch. It's like there's your bottom rank and then the one just slightly above that. I'm right there. But anyway, the thing is it reaches its storage capacity on when I do these videos. It takes a lot of kilobytes or megabytes or whatever what kind of bytes they're doing this week, and it stores them. And so even though I hit go to trash when I'm done looking at it, I don't need my copy anymore. Um, anyway, short version is tech deal. Every so often you got to get into the gallery. Down in the corner is a little tab. It'll boot up. You can make all of your trash finally disappear because when you throw trash to trash, it stays there for 30 days. So it's still in the memory. It's burning up space in trash. And so, at any rate, what happens is it says, we maxed out, sorry. So that other effort, unfortunately, shall never be seen. I trashed the trash. So maybe it's gone, who knows. Anyway, it's a short talk in the trailer with an old guy. I'm getting ready for work on a Friday morning. It's like 7:08 or something. So I've got, I'd call it 18 minutes until I get out of here. And I just wanted to chit chat with you some. And my little upside down flag on the truck out there is getting kind of raggedy. The last 3/4 of an inch or an inch is in like tatters. And so I thought, strangely, it's very appropriate. And it's being destroyed as it goes. So I thought, I'm going to look at some bad news today. I looked at the algorithm and I just put it down after a while. And I was going to go out and water the grass, and you could see that didn't happen either. But the point being, I just kind of wanted to talk with you guys some, and an idea I kind of woke up with, and well, we'll see if we can make something of it. If not, you just kind of go bye bye. I got things to do. What's this guy talking about anyway? In terms of the global events and the news and all the bad junk, it's easy to get kind of depressed and stuff. But the thing that I was thinking about was, in the word, I think it's one of the books of the Bible. Jude, yeah, in Jude, the word ungodly pops up, and things only like a couple of paragraphs long. I mean, the whole book, but the word ungodly pops up. I don't know, 4 or 5 times. I'm making that part up, but it pops up several times. At any rate, the word ungodly, it would presuppose, I think, that if a God exists, then who cares? What difference does he make? He's irrelevant. And so we can basically check him out of our daily thinking when we're making decisions about, hey, I got to go get some groceries or whatever, and oops, I don't want to be late for work, and blah, 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 whatever you're doing during the day. God the Father, God the Son, and God is not really central to your thinking. At least I don't think so. What's central to your thinking is, that guy in front of you. What's wrong with him? Why does he keep turning on his blinker and then not turning, or whatever? And so you're focused down here on stuff, and that's the way I am, at least. But at any rate, I was thinking about this. My voice is getting all cracked up and dry. These cigarettes are really kind of harsh on my throat, and I've noticed my voice is changing. It's getting more dried out. Oh well, maybe someday I'll just have to make hand signs. I do that a lot. You notice what I'm doing with my hands? I just can't seem to talk without using my hands. I'm sorry. Maybe I'm part Italian, who knows? But the idea is that when we approach the day of Friday, and we're looking at it and thinking, well, what's going to happen? Let's make it happen. Let's go. It's hard to be excited about it. It's hard to think, hey, well, but this is my divine mission. Go out and stand on a roof and get your brains cooked out. I think I'm going to be up on a roof today. But anyway, the point being, when we hear, but Jesus says that you want to know what righteousness is. I'll tell you righteous. He even did that with a Jewish accent, by the way. You want to know righteous? Keep the law. Okay, here it is. Love him with a consuming, a kind of fascinated, embarrassingly joyful, just wide open heart. Love him with your mind and your soul and your strength and everything you got on you, baby. Well, if you could do that, you would be considered righteous. Well, who's even interested in trying? Because let's face it, God is not that interesting of a person to us. He does, it's sort of like, okay, he was the creator, yeah, it was good for you. And then there's this Noah gig and, whatever. But unless we involve Jesus Christ at the core of that story and the meaning of it, he's at the center of everything. Unless it becomes a Jesus-based story, then loving God is this sort of this weird thing. Well, I'm going to try to fake you out, okay? See how smiling I am? Ugh. And I'm going to tell you, frankly, I'm so excited. Well, if I had to tell you I was excited, doesn't that lead you to believe that I'm not? Because otherwise, you would know, right? If I really was excited, you would know. I tell you, I'm excited. The thing is the good Lord has this thing about do love him. Go out and do that. Well, we find not only I'm not willing, frankly, I'm not able, and not really interested in the job anyhow. And so, on a day-by-day basis, when you're dealing with stuff, real stuff, trying to figure things out, trying to meet schedules, trying to do this, get the kids on the truck, what do you mean you left the keys at the house? Whatever. When you're involved in the consuming love of Christ is not actually, front line center right here. And, well, that's part of the problem now, isn't it? But in other words, we keep thinking there's something I'm supposed to do to boost myself up and get more excitedly in love. How do you do that? By the way, what powers the thing? Where's the mojo? And so the idea is that for today, I just wanted to say, in an ungodly world where, frankly, if he does exist, he's irrelevant. And the whole premise that you can begin with if he exists. And I say, no. The faithful says, since and therefore he exists, thus saith your Maker, turn back while there's time, I'm coming to judge. In other words, he makes it real clear. And we have to, everything we can do to obfuscate or forget or twist or turn it upside down. And none of that stuff's necessary, because really it isn't a matter of me trying harder to be more loving. And that's the way I heard the so-called gospel when I was a kid. As I understood what they were trying to tell, here's the baseline message. Try harder to be a nicer guy. That was it. And it was like, good God, you mean Jesus Christ came all the way down here to this sorry-ass lunatic bin to say, try harder to be a nicer guy? Be more loving? Really, that's what you got? Get out of here. And that was kind of my attitude, right? I'm excited. I didn't have to tell you that, right? You can tell, right? So at any rate, when he's alive in you and you're in him, I tell you, he's in my body now. That's weird. Can we get a head count? How many people are in there anyhow? The SWAT team wants to know. But at any rate, it's a Friday morning. I'd like you to just be kind of boosted up in a new way today. It isn't you trying harder to be more loving. Rather, he's opening our eyes. He's changing us from within. It's a transformative power, the resurrection power, which brought Jesus Christ to life again, is in us also. This is the biblical testimony. That changes everything. And so he changes everything. He steps into the room and the lights come on, baby. And so it's about Jesus. We brag up Jesus. He's the Father's Son who came to this world. He's the Son of God, but you can also call him God, the Son. He's full tilt, authentic God. He's as God gets. But he's so good as that God, he stepped into our world and took on a human body like us. The two natures joined in this one. And he is roaming. He's building his kingdom right now. And he's roaming the world, gathering his children. He sent his angels to bring them in, all of them, from every direction and across the age, around the world. And he will join them into one people. That's already begun. That transition has already begun. We're beginning to experience just like baby steps, or maybe like a comatose person just being able to blink your eyes. That's your only communication. Well, maybe we're about there right now, but we're moving forward. So be built up, be excited that even when I'm down, even when I'm confused, even when I'm pissed off, He's bigger than that, and He's drawing us into something so marvelous and so exciting that right now our imaginations aren't strong enough to carry the freight of that so that we can correctly guess how truly good He is. But we've had a taste, a foretaste, and we witness with the church across the age. Yes, He's Lord. Yes, He broke out of the tomb. And yes, He's with us and in us. He's changing us now. And you can be part of it. He welcomes every kind of people. The only criteria is that we can admit before Him, I'm wrong, you're right. I did wrong because I wanted to, not because I didn't know it was wrong. I was unaware. No, I knew, and I did it anyway, and I'll do it again. That's who I am. And He's changing that into something new. So it's a Good Friday. Go out. That's the good news for today, isn't it? He lives in you, and He's the hope of our glory, Christ who dwells in us. Amen. Have a good day, and I see popsicles on the horizon. It's going to be a hot day. You have a good day.